Hello there, everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel and to this week's video. So this week, I'm going to share with you an answer to a question that I get asked very frequently. Louise, what is it? What is a quantum leap and how do I fricking do it? Okay, but before we dive in, let me introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name's Louise Wilson, and I'm a business coach and quantum 5D manifestation coach. And for the past 25 years, I've been working in the 5D, in those higher states and realms, leveraging the power of my dreams to support me in creating a business and businesses and life that I truly love and that is in alignment with my purpose and my calling. And for the past 15 years, I've been showing entrepreneurs and most recently coaches and healers how to leverage working in the dream time, working with those higher states of consciousness, the fifth dimension, to create a business and life that is truly in alignment with their soul's calling and a business and life they love. Leveraging frequency, energy, matching that frequency and energy so that the reality can unfold from the field. Now, that is what a quantum leap is. When you can experience something that is beyond your wildest dreams, when you can move from where you currently are in this 3D reality to experience that big vision, that big goal, that quantum leap to something that you never ever thought was even possible for you. And so I'm going to explain this in the context of working in the third dimension, our 3D reality, our physical reality, and what it means to work with pure consciousness, to work in the fifth dimension, in the quantum field. So 3D, third dimension, this is our physical reality. This is you right now, your physical self, my physical self. It's your body, it's objects, it's matter, it's the circumstances of your life. And essentially, this is what we know. This is what we've been taught, that if we want something, typically, most people have been taught if I work really, 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 really hard, I can change my existing circumstance. I can change the matter around me. I can change my world. Now, this is very much the Newtonian view of the world, looking at space and time. If you want something, you have to travel through space and time to get it. So, for example, if I want to make myself an egg sandwich, I have to travel through space. I have to go through the dining room, into the kitchen, and it'll probably take me a minute or two to get there, another 5 minutes to make that egg sandwich. That is what it means to operate in the 3D, in the third dimension. Another example would be, and I love this one, is the mortgage, right? If you want to have that beautiful house, you'll find the house and then you'll take out a mortgage. Most people take out a mortgage, a 25-year mortgage. So you move through space and time, 25 years, and 25 years later, you get the gorgeous home. That is working at the 3D level. That is linear time where you have the present, got the past, the present, and the future. Now, 3D reality, we're very much working with current circumstance, our existing environment, time, problems maybe that we have, lack, those feelings of fear, doubt, scarcity that are usually coming from past memories and experiences you've had, but it may even be the experiences of your ancestors, or it could well be the experiences of your mother when you were in your mother's womb, when her nervous system imprint was imprinted upon you. And the challenge that we have working in the third dimension is that we're very much focused on our external environment and our what is. And this is what trips up so many people in the manifestation process, because they want that big, beautiful business. And they see it as over there. And then they look around. It's like, where is it? And oh my gosh, how can I possibly get there when I'm still here? How can I possibly achieve XYZ when I don't know how to do it? I've never done it before. I have no concept of how to do that. And this is a very stuck, very reactive place to be in. It's where we react to our reality, to our what is. And it keeps you stuck and looping in what is. Now, quantum leaping, quantum jumping, experiencing that massive shift in your business and life. The first thing I want to say about this is that we live in a vibrational universe where everything is energy, everything is frequency. And if you think, oh, that's just woo, Louise. No, it's not woo. Quantum physics now proves this, proves what the ancient spiritual texts and indigenous cultures have said all along, that we live in a vibrational universe, that we're all connected. We are all one. And David Bohm, who was a peer of Einstein, he talked about reality, what we see in this 3D reality, this physical world. He called it the explicate order. What we see in the 3D, what we see in this physical world, the explicate order, is just one version of reality unfolding from the implicate order, i.e., the quantum field. And what this means is that in the quantum field, in the implicate order, all possibilities, all probabilities for your life exist currently in vibration. In vibration. So that gorgeous big vision, that beautiful business, beautiful home, incredible relationship, what you're experiencing when you feel called to that is the vibrational version of you tapping you on the shoulder saying, come over here. Let me guide you. Let me show you. Let me give you the steps to achieve this glorious, beautiful, big vision. And the fastest way to connect with that vibrational version of you is actually while you are sleeping. This is the powerful work that I share with my clients inside my signature process and methodology, Quantum Leap in Your Sleep. So when you work in the fifth dimension, in the 5D, what you're working with is pure consciousness, super consciousness, infinite potential. And every single night, you have a powerful opportunity to connect with the timeline that you want to call in, the timeline that you want to manifest. And again, this is the powerful work that I share with my clients inside Quantum Leap in Your Sleep, where I share a very powerful protocol that supports you before you go to sleep to pump and prime your subconscious mind, to raise your frequency so that you can actually, as you drift off into sleep, merge with that higher timeline that you want to manifest. And imagine for a moment spending 4 to 6 to 8 hours playing in the playground of infinite potential, immersing yourself in those frequencies, those higher states and frequencies, receiving from your higher self the action steps that you need to take and the genius ideas, sharing those with you through the power of your dreams when you wake up, giving you the next steps, the plan, the genius clarity of what you need to do next. Because genius is a frequency you can tune to every single night. And again, if you're like, I don't know, Louise, sounds a little woo, a little bit out there. Here's the thing about that. So many visionary ideas, genius ideas were downloaded in the dream time. Einstein, he actually received the theory of relativity in a dream. James Cameron, he actually received the idea for the Terminator, which currently is $1 billion franchise and box office hit. He received that in a dream and he took action on it. And Taylor Swift, she frequently says how she wakes up to choruses and she voice records them. This is the power of the dream time. Larry Page, who is the co-founder of Google, that is facing a trillion-dollar business, multi-trillion-dollar business. He received the idea for Google in a dream. And what's possible for them is possible for you too, once you know how to tap into the fifth dimension, the quantum field, the field of infinite potential, where that vibrational version of you currently exists. They're there. They're crushing that impact and financial goal. They know the steps they needed to take to get there, and they can share those steps with you. Remember what David Bohm said. He was a peer of Einstein. What we see in the 3D physical world, the explicate order, is just one version of reality unfolding from the implicate order. Now, in order for that version to unfold into your reality, your 3D reality, you need to match its frequency. That's what Einstein meant when he said, we live in a vibrational universe and that everything is energy. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. And so this is the powerful work we do inside Quantum Leap in Your Sleep, because the biggest challenge we all face, me, you, everyone on this planet, is that we are infinite potential. We are infinite beings in a physical body. So working in the dream time is so powerful for so many reasons. Not only can you access those higher states and realms, but the dream time is incredibly powerful because your subconscious is wide open and it can receive the identity and abundance codes you quietly feed it. But the challenge we face is when we wake up, because we're back in our physical bodies. And the challenge is you cannot manifest a fifth dimensional vision from a third dimensional 3D operating system. So we have to upgrade the programming. We have to upgrade your operating system. And what do I mean by that? Well, the experiences of our lives, the events of our lives, they actually form and formulate who we believe we are, our identity. And think of it as an onion. There's so many layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of beliefs and programs that aren't even ours. They don't belong to us. Maybe it's prenatal programming when you were in your mother's womb. If your mother was, in a stressed environment, she would have been sending those signals of stress and imprinting that on your nervous system. So now, when you're born, you're operating from a level of programming that's not yours, it's your mum's. And then there's our ancestral programming. We receive this through epigenetic mechanisms where the lived experiences of our ancestors are encoded within us to ensure our survival. As an example, and this was my experience, many people's experience, my ancestors, we lived on the borders of Scotland. We're Armstrongs. And in this way, we were raiding the English were raiding us. And it was like living on a proverbial knife's edge. So as a child, that was passed down through the lineage, that hypervigilance, because you needed to be vigilant. You didn't know when you were going to be raided. You didn't know if your home was going to get burnt down or burgled. And what I experienced from a very young age into my 30s until I cleared this ancestral pattern was this sense of not feeling safe. I could never feel safe. I always had this fear that I could lose everything, that the shoe was going to drop, that the house could burn down or we could get burgled. And what happened for me was my world got really, really small. And I don't know if you can relate, but I developed OCD around this because I just couldn't get myself to a place where I felt safe. So leaving the house, it didn't feel safe to me. I thought something could happen while I'm gone. It took me longer and longer and longer to get out of the house, just checking everything, making sure, okay, everything's safe, I'm good, I can leave. But it didn't just stay in the home. It spilt into my work. And so I was very good at what I do and did at the time, but I'd constantly check, because I didn't have this, I had this feeling that something bad was going to happen, that I was going to miss something, or the shoe was going to drop. And it wasn't until in my 30s when I worked with a shaman and discovered that it was possible to work with our ancestors directly, the ones who created those programs in the first place, to heal and clear it for good. And once I did that, the checking, the anxiety, it evaporated, because in the same way that our ancestors down-regulated the gene through those epigenetic mechanisms, we can upregulate it. We can change it. We're not stuck with our reality. And again, this is the powerful work that we do in Quantum Leap in Your Sleep, where I show you how to connect with five-dimensional consciousness, that higher timeline, to receive the ideas, the genius ideas. But it's also, when you wake, how do you upgrade your operating system, your physical 3D body, so that you can hold those expanded frequencies, so that it can feel safe to experience success, abundance, all of it. And we do this work at a present life, past life, and ancestral level. So yes, we heal those past life vows of poverty inside Quantum Leap in Your Sleep. Now, once you've cleared those blocks, the next step in the Quantum Leap process is to calibrate, to always be calibrating your frequency. This is where it's important to recognize, oh, having a frequency wobble right now, and I give you the tools to know what to do to fix your frequency. But it's not just about working with your energy, it's about working with your biology, your physiology, your cells, your nervous system. Why is this important? Well, our cells are speaking to the universe 24/7. And if you've been hustling, you've been working hard, working your butt off to get what you want, but you just can't manifest it, this is what is very likely happening for you. Our cells, in every moment, are communicating with the quantum field. And if there is a program of scarcity, fear, lack locked in your cells, passed down through the generations through epigenetic mechanisms, or regulated from your experiences in this lifetime, those unconscious beliefs locked in your cells is what is actually communicating to the quantum field. Not your thoughts. It's your biology. And again, this isn't woo. A Russian physicist, Vladimir Papanon, in the 1990s, he did a very, very powerful study. He was very much interested in human DNA and its interaction and effect on the quantum stuff our world is made of. So he actually conducted an experiment where he put quanta, particles of light, photons, into a test tube in a laboratory controlled environment. And then what they did was expected. They just organized themselves randomly. However, the moment he introduced human DNA into the test tube, what happened was staggering. The human DNA and the photons now were no longer random. They organized themselves in direct proportion, mirroring directly the structure of the human DNA. This is everything. Mind expanding, because what it tells us is our DNA, our cells, our biology, our nervous system is communicating with the quantum field 24/7. And those messages locked in our cells, our biology, and our nervous system is what the field is picking up on. So if you've been struggling, hustling, doing all the strategy and all of it, and you're not getting what you want, it's because a different message signal is being broadcast into the quantum field. And so this is the powerful work we do inside Quantum Leap, where we work with your biology, with your cells, your ancestors, your nervous system to up-level, upgrade, clear the programs locked in there. And the power of sleep to do this is incredible, because when you are in those deep, deep, deep stages of sleep, slow wave sleep, it is possible to rewire your brain. It is possible to recalibrate your nervous system. And it is possible to reimagine your identity, because your subconscious is wide open and it can receive the abundance codes, the identity codes that you quietly feed it. And so quantum leaping is all about you merging with the higher frequencies, the fifth dimensional frequencies, merging with that version of yourself every single night inside the quantum field, the vibrational version of you that's been tapping you on the shoulder for months, years, maybe even decades, saying, come over here, let me show you how to manifest this vision. And inside Quantum Leap, in your sleep, I support you to connect with that vibrational version of you, to download those genius ideas, and to also do the deepest work of your life at a cellular and nervous system level, working with your ancestors, clearing the programs and blocks holding you back, so you can send a clear magnetic signal into the field. You can match the frequency of the reality you want so that it can unfold to you. So in closing, what I want to say to you is, if you have a big vision and dream, and maybe there are days when you think, yeah, you're all fired up, I can do this. And then there's other days, probably most often, where you're like, I don't know how to do this. What was I thinking? This is crazy. I can't do this. I've never done it before. Well, there's a version of you that is crushing it right now. And that version of you can feed you the next steps, the genius ideas. It can't be imagined from your conscious mind, because your conscious mind's never done it before. But when you work with pure consciousness, when you work in the fifth dimension, when you work in the quantum field where all possibilities, all probabilities exist for you, and when you match the frequency of the reality you want, that is when it can unfold from the field into your reality. And that, my fellow soul traveler, is a quantum leap. And that is how you can experience a quantum leap in your business and in your life. And if this is landing, if this is resonating, I want to invite you. Below this video, you'll see there is a wait list to join my Quantum Leap in Your Sleep program, a priority list. And what will happen once you join the list is that as soon as the doors open to the next cohort, live cohort of Quantum Leap in Your Sleep, you'll receive a notification to let you know, hey, the doors are open, come on in. And I always reward people on the priority list for placing their trust in me and for being okay about waiting until the next cohort goes live. Plus, I'm also running a free live training, Pillow to Prosperity, where I'm going to show you how to do the deepest work of your life, how to work with the quantum field every single night, sharing with you a simple protocol that I share with my clients, and you can grab that protocol inside the Pillow to Prosperity free training. Also, when you show up live for that training, I love rewarding action takers and those who take the time out of their day, show up live. I've created a gorgeous soul journey to support you to enter into those deep, deep, deep stages of sleep and to merge with the frequency of genius so that you can download genius ideas to support you in your business and life. You can grab that when you show up to Pillow to Prosperity live. All right, folks, the links are around this video. Here's to your next quantum leap. Sending you so much love across the ethers and the miles. Bye for now.